I'd like to start this video off by saying I am not a financial advisor. Should you choose to invest in Bitcoin or any other asset, do your own research or seek the advice of an actual financial advisor. Now, this is more or less just a follow-up to the last video that I just posted earlier today. I did mention that I do expect us to see a bit more downside and that we could potentially make our way all the way down towards the 200 daily moving average here, but I still do expect us to have a bounce up soon. I still do expect us to break bullish from this pattern. This pattern is turning into a bull flag. It does definitely look like a bull flag at this point. Now, this goes in combination with something that people's been pointing out on YouTube recently, and that's the fact that this could be a cup and handle pattern. And if that is the case, then that would give this, if this is a cup and handle pattern, this breakout would have a price target that would be measured from the bottom of this cup to its top here, which would be roughly $4,000. That would be a $4,000 upside target. That means you would add $4,000 to the breakout point. Let's say if we break out at roughly $10,000. We might be a little bit lower when we break out, though, considering the bearishness in the overall market. However, I'm just using this as an example. Say we break out at $10,000. That means we could see an upside price target of roughly $14,000. We could make our way up to $14,000 well, I mean, I'm not expecting us to just immediately go straight up to $14,000. No, I would imagine that it would be a slow climb until we get closer to the halving. That kind of coincides with the prediction that I have for the halving, the run-up that I see happening, which is I expect the price to make it between $12,000 to $15,000 before the halving, maybe even during the halving, and then eventually I see a bit of a crash happening afterwards as people take their profits, and of course the new people that got into the market expecting the Bitcoin having to have an immediate effect, and when it doesn't, they're gonna think, well, what the fuck, this, and they were full of shit when they said that the halving was going to cause the price to skyrocket, and obviously they wouldn't have done the research, so they end up selling. But the more experienced traders, seeing this coming, is likely going to take profit around, maybe even before the halving, which could cause the price to start a downwards trend right before the halving. It just depends on how it plays out. Me personally, I'm going to wait for a confirmation that there will be a drop. I'm not going to just sell and guess that there's going to drop. I'm gonna wait for a confirmation of a drop before I actually do. But yeah, this cup and handle pattern kind of plays in perfectly with that, because $14,000 price target is between $12,000 and $15,000. So let's go a little bit, or let's move this over. So let's say we do break this cup and handle. I would expect us to like maybe struggle a bit here, because there is a good bit of volume traded in this general region. So as we get closer to the halving, I think it's going to be the last month that we really see that uptick, because the media is going to be covering this halving more and more as we get closer to the halving. So probably within the last month leading up to the halving is where we're going to see most of the surge. That's what I personally am expecting. Of course, I encourage you to do your own research and to do your own technical analysis and everything when it comes to this, so that way if you do decide to do a trade on it, it'll be based on a call that you made, not some guy on YouTube. So yeah, and of course after the surge I expect a bit of a crash. It may not be a straight down crash. It'll probably be maybe something like this bull flag here, and then of course then after that crash happens, we start heading uphill again. That's when I intend to buy back in and secure more Bitcoin. So well, basically the recap of this video is we could be in a cup and handle pattern. If it breaks out, it could lead us to $14,000 by the time the halving gets here, and then we could have a drop, and then it could start the main run afterwards. So with that, well, yeah, actually that is the reason why. That is not the other reason why I wanted to follow up the last video, because the last video, with this video. The last video, I said that I seen more downside coming, but I wanted to clarify in this video that just because we may see more downside does not mean that Bitcoin is entering a bear market. It just means the correction is just going to be a bit steeper. That's why I wanted to post this video, to clarify that. So yeah, the correction could get a bit steeper, but I don't expect us to go just continue down. I don't expect that. I expect us to go down maybe a bit further and then bounce and potentially break out of this bull flag here, and well, bull flag / cup and handle pattern, and then continue on our way upwards towards the halving. And yeah, that's basically all I got for you guys. So with that, that's all I got for you guys. I will see you all next time.